So first of all, it's an honor to have the opportunity to have this interview with you, Dr. Chantada, and I would like to congratulate you on the great success on SIOP Congress this year. And I have a couple of questions regarding your career and your advices to the young generation. My first question would be, can you share some memorable experience of mentoring or being mentored in your career and how it has influenced you in your professional?
Well, that's a great question. SIOP is probably the best place where you, as a young pediatric oncologist, can meet other people. Some of these people can even become your mentors. That was, in fact, my part of my story. Here in SIOP, I met people that are now were my mentors and now my friends. So this is really the place to be, and I think this is a really very important thing for pediatric oncologists to have the right mentors, and this is the place where they can find it.
Yeah. Another thing that I would like to ask, how did you maintain this balance? And we all know how busy you are with all this stuff that you're doing with SIOP. And I would like, this is actually my personal question as well, how you maintain the work-life balance in your life?
Well, it's complicated. I don't sleep too much. I don't need to sleep too much. I'm not sure I have a balance between my non-work and my work, but how I do it to survive, I think can be. I think I'm good at teamwork, so I don't want to do it all. I trust the people I work with, so I am good at trying them to work with me, and I support the way they do. I'm not usually in the micromanagement, so I leave that part to the person that knows better. And I always think that that is something, coming back also to your last question. It is always good to be with someone that is works better with compared to you in different things. So you grow, they grow, and the things are done better. So
It's connected.
I'm quite efficient in that part because I work with a team. It's not my work; it's everybody's work. It's a lot of teamwork. So it's not that I do all the things. It's that I trust in people.
Yeah, I see. And how would you describe a dream project in pediatric oncology that seems not realistic today, but you think that it would be like a dream thing to reach in the future for pediatric oncologists?
Oh, I think if we really can find more drugs that could cure the cancers without causing so many severe effects, and those drugs were available for all over the world, I think that's the dream. I think we are getting near, but we need to accelerate that because we just have a couple of them. So I hope that this day will come, and I hope that when the day comes, there will be an equal access all over the world.
Exactly. What would you consider a major turning point on your path to success? What was the turning point in your career?
It's an interview, a psychoanalysis.
Psychoanalysis.
Well, I think the things were different turning points. First, know my first mentors. I had two at that time because I was a pediatric resident, so I didn't consider to be a pediatric oncologist, but I became a pediatric oncologist because the mentors I could find, they were really such a great people that then I say I want to be like them, and they were oncologists, so I then became an oncologist.
Yeah.
Then my second turning point went also to meet another mentor, which when I finished my training in pediatric oncology, I went to a referral center in the US, and I met another mentor who really was totally life-changing for me because I could develop my career really in a different way with his support and his teachings, etc. And maybe the third turning point was also influenced by mentors. That's why the question you asked at the beginning was so important. And that was when I became in touch with the team at St. Jude. At that time, Raul Ribeiro was the chair of the department, and I started to understand some things that I was seeing by working in low and middle income countries that I didn't understand at that time, the social implications, and then how they projected to other parts of the world. So these were the three key moments in my career. Three of them influenced by SIOP. Two of them were SIOP members. The third one is not a SIOP member because he's an ophthalmologist. He's a Dr. Abramson. So, but still, I think this is so. That's why I emphasize so much the importance of the mentors.
Yeah, and probably this would be like a partly answer to my next question, which is what guidance would you offer like young generation in their career, how to succeed and how to overcome the challenges that we had actually during our first steps in our career?
Well, first of all, I didn't mention too much when you ask me how I do. I read a lot. You have to read. This is you have to study. This is a profession that you cannot just trust in your experience because you are dealing with rare diseases. So they need you to read and to study and to learn. So the first thing I will tell is that you have to be committed to learn, to read, and to write, because this is you have to communicate with others, you have to interact with others. Second, you have to work in a team. So it's pediatric oncology is not a lonely profession. You are surrounded by, you cannot do everything on your own. It's perhaps different from pediatric hematology, where it's more individual. Pediatric oncology, you always need the surgeon, you always need the radiotherapist, you always need the other specialists. They pay a lot of attention to the parents, and because I always said the time they meet you is the time that they will divide your life in before they meet you and after they met you. Because having a child with cancer is something that will mark your life forever. So we have to be very mindful of the importance that we will have in the life of that family, not even just a person.
Yeah. And probably my last question, what is the primary takeaways, take-home messages of the SIOP Congress for young people, young doctors and experienced ones? Is it the networking? Is it the attending the sessions? Which one you will prioritize? And
networking, definitely. Yeah. This is the great place for networking. We have the highest science as well, but it's not just the possibility of the networking, but the attitude. This is a congress that is special. People are there, big experts in the world are there in the corridors. You stop them, you ask questions, and they stop, and they are happy that you do it. And this is really only happening here. I haven't seen it in anywhere else. So that will be the reason why you have to come to SIOP. It's because of the high science and the chance of great networks.
Because like personally for me as a young doctor who is early phase in career, we always think that we probably can bother someone. I mean, their experience, we can bother, maybe our questions might be naive, and we always had that fear in our heart, probably the question is right to say or not.
Yeah, but I think SIOP is very friendly in that part. It will also depend also on the personality of the people, but most of the people that come know that it is probably that they were going to be stopped and ask a question, which is important for the person, and it's important for us just because they feel that we will be able to answer them. So for us, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you.
Chantada, for this interview.
Thank you.